and welcome to the Fumble. I'm Britt Johnson. You can follow me on social media at I am Britt Johnson. And obviously, let's start off with wishing everybody a happy 2020. We made it to a new decade, and it is time for Bet On Britt. We are starting the first week of the playoffs NFL Wildcard round. All the games are important here, so we're going to do all of these with a Brit Blitz, 60 seconds on the clock. AFC Wildcard is on Saturday. Let's get started. Here is the matchup between Tre'Davious White and DeAndre Hopkins. Hopkins has had over 100 receptions this season for 1,165 yards, 7 touchdowns, and of course he's Watson's go-to guy. Trey White is tied for league's most interceptions this season with 6, and the key here is he hasn't allowed a pass TD in coverage all season long. White will be solo on Hopkins, which opens up the rest of the defense to take care of Stills, Fuller, and the rest of the gang. Speaking of Will Fuller, he is currently listed as a game-time decision. He's been Watson's second favorite target. This could mean trouble for the Texans, who are going up against one of the top passing Ds in the game. If they can get a run game started with Carlos Hyde, who has rushed for over 1,000 yards this season and was able to rest a bit during Week 17, they could see some light at the end of the tunnel here. Texans are a 2.5-point favorite to win, but I'm rolling with the Bills defense on this one. Bills win by 3. Week 17, the Patriots lost to the Dolphins. Did they choke, or were they just taking it easy? I think they choked because this is the first time they're playing in a wild card game in 10 years. Playoff Patriots are a different ball game, though, than regular season Pats, but offensively, the Patriots have not been that great this year. Defensively, though, the Patriots are going to focus the majority of their efforts on stopping Derrick Henry, who led the league in rushing yards with over 1,500, and at 6'3", roughly 250 pounds, he ain't easy to stop. This is where I introduce you guys to the Titans' secret weapon, their rookie wide receiver, A.J. Brown. If they can get a few big plays out of Brown, the Titans have a chance. Pats are pretty healthy. Titans have some injuries on both sides of the ball, but are still in pretty good shape. Pats are a 4.5-point favorite on this. I almost smell an upset, but I'm going to calm down and take a step back. Patriots are winning this game, but they are not covering the spread. This game is all about the Saints' explosive and balanced offense versus this Minnesota defense that's kind of average, especially on the road, which means a lot of things need to happen in the Vikings world in order for them to work defensively. They're going up against guys like Michael Thomas, who is arguably the best wideout in the league. They also have Jared Cook to deal with, who has been a lethal combo for Breeze to throw to. The Vikings will have to shut both of these guys out in order to force the Saints to run the ball, which they can do as well, because the focus hasn't just been on Kamara, who has had somewhat of a quiet season. Latavius Murray's also up in the mix, and he's able to take some of the pressure off of the young running back. The Vikings do have a trio of good corners, but I don't think they match up against the Saints, especially at the Dome. Saints here are a 7.5-point favorite, which means they would have to win by 2 scores. Like I said, the Saints here are going to win, but they are not going to cover the spread. I'm picking Saints. These teams both met back in November with the Seahawks winning 17-9. Russell Wilson, guys, has never lost to the Eagles with a perfect record of 4-0. Ladies and gents, this is Carson Wentz's first appearance in the playoffs, first opportunity to finally get out of that giant shadow that is Nick Foles. Eagles are beat up though right now. Eagles actually shouldn't even be here, but they won when it mattered and made it to this point. What I want to say is, what's going on with the Seahawks, who have lost their last 2 games? Lynch is back with the Seahawks, and although he was shut down early in the game last week, he started to gain a little traction toward the end and got back into his groove. The Seahawks are a 1.5-point favorite, depending on what book you look at. I remember when the Giants, who were 10-6, beat the 18-0 Patriots in the Super Bowl in 2008. The NFC East is very good at the Cinderella story with a banner that said, "We wanted it more." The Eagles might want it more here. Now, I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl, but they will make it to the divisional round, win and beat the Seahawks. Ooh, this game's going to be good. Alright guys, well that is going to do it for Bet on Britt this week. Thank you so much for tuning in. Enjoy your wildcard weekend full of football on Saturday and Sunday, and I will see you guys next week for the divisional round.